Hey, Jeremy, how you doing, man?
I am doing good. How are you?
Oh, can't complain. Getting everything put together, letting everybody in, live in the group. Okay, we're rock solid. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna post a link here in the chat here real quick. Then we'll get to rolling. Hey, Justin, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Doing good? I'll put that link. Okay. Yeah. It looks like we are live in the group, so we are good to go. If anybody's watching and they want to hop on, if you look in the comments, that'll be the link to the get into the call, and also sign up, so you can get access to everything. Once you click the link, plug in your details, link will pop up right there. You can hop on the call with us, and you can provide feedback, ask questions, you name it. Or if you just want to watch the live, that's cool too. Post comments, and I'll be able to answer those after the live's over. Hey D, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you doing there? How you doing, Chris?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, brother. Tell me something good, man. Any wins?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, tell me something good, man. You got any wins?
You know what? I just got well, I have some wins I'm looking forward to tomorrow coming up here. I'm looking forward to helping some clients of mine, her and her mother, get some insurance through Mutual of Omaha. Hopefully, that will all work out well with tomorrow coming up. And I'm also looking forward to talking to a friend of mine about executive bonus IUL here soon, here on Monday coming up. I was able to kind of connect with him and give him some details about that. So I feel good about some things coming up here, man.
Real life stud, man. Love it. I love it. Keep the momentum going, man. It's just a matter of time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Can you gentlemen see my screen?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Is it
Yes.
clear? Okay, cool. So we're going to pretty much dive into, like I posted about yesterday and today, generating leads in your backyard. I know there's quite a few agents who do face-to-face, post-COVID. So you're actually able to go out and see clients, run appointments. So we're going to be focusing on producing leads that way, more in a more local area. So we're going to talk about a couple different things, targeting, what to look for when it comes to running the ads, and also do some live examples and open the floor for Q&A, of course. But let's go ahead and dive in. You guys ready? Got the notepad ready? Everybody ready to go? I'll take that as a yeah. So like you can kind of see on the slide here, I'm going to focus on generating leads in your backyard. We're going to be using Facebook as a platform for it. That's really how we're going to be focusing on generating everything. First component is going to be the targeting. Targeting 101. There's two things to keep in mind. One, you want to have your list of cities. So if you have a couple different cities that you want to focus on, list of counties. So if you have any specific counties that you want to focus on, then list of zip codes. Those are typically what we use when it comes to local lead gen, just so we can have more of a targeted location to generate those leads. Now, a KPI to keep in mind when it comes to running these local ads is having a minimum of 100,000 people in that location. Granted, you can work with a smaller audience, but with doing that, the cost per lead is going to go a lot higher. We want to make sure we can generate consistency. So we like to have a benchmark of 100,000, and that'll make sure that we have enough people to get in front of so we can have predictable flow of leads. Next piece, I want to talk about what to aim for on the ad itself. The ad, there's a couple things you want to kind of keep in mind. Since we are focusing on more of a centralized location, in your backyard per se, everything's going to be tailored toward that specific area. The ad copy, the headline, the image / creative, and also the lead form / the funnel. Now with the ad copy, you want to call out the specific area that you're targeting. D, where were you located, man? Where you located?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, let's just say we're focused on Minneapolis. We're running the ads, and we're running have the ad copy and the creative. We want to have Minnesota inserted somewhere inside the ad copy. So attention, Minnesota seniors, attention, Minnesota residents, things like that, because that is one of the perks of focusing on one specific location. You can get real specific. So that'll really help as far as for conversions and just generating good interest. So that's with the headline and also with the ad copy. Now the image, you want to plug in some sort of text, whether it's on the top or on the bottom. We're also calling out the specific location. Again, if we're using the Minnesota example, plug that in on the top. Attention Minnesota residents, attention Minnesota seniors. That'll, like I said, really have it pop. Because what they typically see is going to be the image first, then they see the headline, then they see the ad copy. If we're calling out the specific area in all three of those levels, the people who live in that area are going to take notice, and then it's just a matter of them going through the ad copy and finding out if that's the area they want to go after. So it's really going to help with that as well. Now, the name of the game is consistency and congruency. So while the ad copy, the creative, and the headline all mention a specific location, the lead form and landing page needs to as well, especially across the top. Because if you have something different, or if you don't even mention the location that you're going on, you could have a lot of drop off just because someone might think that it's something different than they clicked on. So make sure you follow those same exact principles on a lead form or the landing page as well. So pretty straightforward. Now with the targeting and also aiming with the ads, any questions so far? Pretty straightforward. No questions? Jeremy, Justin? D, we're good?
No, I don't. Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, perfect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put together the example here real quick so you guys can see what I mean. If anybody's
I'm more visual. The words on the screen aren't doing it for me, so waiting for that.
That's real
Yeah.
there with the example.
There you go. Yeah, I know some people are visual, so want to make sure that I'm gonna do both sides so you can see it and also, kind of get a feel for it too. If anybody's watching the live and you have questions about what we kind of dive through, post them in the comments. I'll answer those after the live's complete. So what I'm gonna do now, go through a live example. What I have to do, I have to switch the screen that I'm sharing. Give me 1 sec. Let's see. All right. Okay. Is my screen sharing again? Can you guys see my screen again?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, that's on me. I'm sorry. For some reason, my volume went down. All right, cool. Perfect. So where I'm gonna start from is gonna be the actual build out of the ad. If you don't know how to get to this spot, I would kind of look into one of our other trainings on how to actually get to this point. But where we're starting from is just the creating ad phase. So we're gonna go ahead and create the ad real quick. Then I'll just kind of show you exactly what it will look like. So first things first, just to make it as simple as possible, we're going to use leads for this example. So that's the objective we're going to be focusing on. So we're going to press continue. I usually like to go after the manual campaign setup. You can use the recommended settings. I usually don't, but let's kind of go through it that way. So I always want to name it specifically what we're going after. Okay, focusing on local. All right. So we're going to do open targeting, which simply means we're only going to be focusing on age and location. And in this example, it's going to focus on my backyard. We're going to be focusing on Tennessee. Make sure you pick the right form. When it comes to setting it all up, I'm just going to use this one for example. All right, next we're going to go to the budget. We're just going to leave it at 20 since we're not going to launch this campaign. Set your budget to what you feel comfortable with, and then you can go ahead and start launching it. Next is going to be the start date. I like to start at the beginning of the day, so it gets a full day to actually run. So for example, I'll set this for midnight, so they can run the full day and not try to hurry up and spend the money. Because that's what we'll do if you launch in the middle of the day. You try to hurry up and spend the money, and you may not get the best bang for your buck. All right, next we're gonna go out to locations. This we're going to be focusing on specific areas, like I shared in the slide. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can type in your city. Like in this example, you can pick a radius of 25 up to 50, depending upon what you're aiming for. Looking at the numbers, looking at 1 million people, which is solid. We haven't changed the age yet, so let me change the age so we get a better idea. If you scroll down and the age isn't here, it's usually because Facebook's trying to push the advanced audience. All you have to simply do, switch to original options, then it'll take you back to the original way of actually doing the targeting. So age will pop up. We'll be targeting 50 to 65 plus. All right. So we got this city, 50-mile radius, looking at 349,000 up to 400,000, right on par with what we're aiming for. So this will be a good audience to actually run ads to, because it hits our KPIs. We have enough people, and then we can, like I said, run a specific ad specifically for this area. Mention the city, the state, the whole shebang. So it's congruent. Now the city is one way you can do it. Next way you can do it, you can type in zip codes. Let's see. All right, so there's one. The only reason I know these because this is actually my backyard. I'm not going to plug in a whole lot of them. but you can kind of see what I mean and see what's going on. You can plug in a series of zip codes in an area if you want to be a little bit more targeted. If you have a a higher income location you want to focus on, you can focus on those specific zip codes so you can generate leads. I threw 2 zip codes in there. We already have 21,000, so it's still not bad. I'm gonna throw in like 5 or 6 more. We'll probably be at 100,000 easy. And then when doing it that way, you can really call out a specific location, whether it's a neighborhood, whether it's a part of the city. And everybody has those small communities inside of their city. So that's one way to go about it. Then the last and the final one is going to be counties. So let's see. Here we go. Oh, that's a place. Let's see. Well, this will work. So we got, look like there's a lot of Shelby counties. So we got Shelby County in Iowa. Now with this one, you're gonna need a lot more to add on, but you can plug in counties too. And let's just say you don't really know the counties that's right over by you. Just click browse, and then it will show you some suggestions. So those are the 3 different ways we like to kind of target if you're doing more local: the city, the counties, zip codes. Easy peasy. So that's how that's going to work. Now we're going to go to the ad. Just going to give some examples here. All right, so let's see.
So, for example, you probably would want to locate just a county if you're going to visit there instead of the entire state. Is that how that works? By targeting the county?
Yeah. So if you're open to and down to go out and see the client, whether drive or run the appointment at a coffee shop or something, this will be what you would want to aim for.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna share one of the techniques that one of our guys used. Yeah, he converted like 9 sales in a week, just by running the appointments in his backyard. I'm talking, he's crushing our telesales guys. It's just because of his technique, and I'm gonna share that at the end of the live here. But see, do I have some examples? I don't think so. Let me see some. Let me see if I can pull some examples here real quick. I'm gonna stop the share. I'm gonna dig into the vault real quick. Log. Okay. While I'm pulling this up, anybody have any other questions about like the targeting or anything? We're pretty straightforward up to this point. Okay. If that doesn't know. So, here we go. Share my screen again. Got everything ready to go. Okay. So this is an example of what I mean when targeting a specific location and then adding text to the image, so you can really just have it pop, when they see it. So this is one of our kind of older ads here, but it really just kind of drives a point home. We have the text. We're calling out specifically an area, Texas seniors, new update, final expense burial program. Really straightforward, so that when they see it, they know what area we're targeting. They know if they're a senior, they're going to resonate with them since we're targeting a specific age range, and they can get final expense burial program. So checks all the boxes there. As far for the creative. Now the headline, I'm just going to kind of plug in here as an example. For Texas, so we're saying, hey, the seniors must read this. So I was good at throwing an emoji or two. Okay. Texas seniors must read this. So, and then you follow the same exact steps inside the ad copy. We're not going to dive into that. But what you're pretty much going to do is call out Texas seniors. So, attention, Texas seniors, go into the benefits of the program, clear call to action. We did another training on ad copy. It was 3 steps: call out the demographic targeting, lay out the benefits, clear call to action. Pretty simple. But that's what we're going to follow inside the primary text. And you can see what I meant when I was showing the slides. We're mentioning Texas seniors here, mentioning the seniors inside the creative, and we're also mentioning the seniors inside of the ad copy as well. So we're making sure that they know exactly who it's for and what to expect. Now on the lead form, same exact thing. So what you want to do, let's see, because it asks you if you want it or not, a greeting. So you go to add greeting, and then you'll mention it again here. And then you'll go into it. You can either do a bit of an explainer of this paragraph, or you can mention the benefits again, kind of lay them out. I would aim for 3, wouldn't do much more than that, because it's not going to show you either way. And then the questions, of course, you want to throw in your qualifying questions. Name, email, phone number. Since you already have the state, since you're focusing locally, you're not going to plug in that one. I would recommend plugging in the street address, also plugging in the zip code as well. Let's go here. I know some places like where I live, same name, same address, and it's crazy. So you have to have the zip code. And then you may want date of birth or marital status, something like that. But this will equip you with everything you need so that when you get the lead, you can run it as soon as possible. So when it comes in, you have the address, you have a state because you're focusing locally, and you have your zip code, so you know exactly where it is, in your local area. Create form, pretty straightforward. Not going to create this one though. Don't want to do that. So that's how that would work. As far as for following the steps when it comes to the targeting, also the ad creative, the copy, the headline. Make sure we're checking all those boxes. Questions so far? Good to go.
So on that benefits section you were showing us, is that where you put this benefit is a tax-free death benefit? Is it like where you're stating something like that for benefits?
Right. So like the benefits of getting the coverage, and it'll be different based off of what you're using or what you're targeting. So like let's just say, for example, we're doing final expense, and then we're focusing on guaranteed issue. So the benefit will be no wait time. You don't have to wait 2 years to get coverage. You can say, hey, we can get you a quote in 20 minutes, things like that. Just kind of think about what are some of the like reserves that the prospect has, that by mentioning the benefits of it, it'll kind of make them feel good about it. Because a lot of people, they don't want to, they don't want to have to hop on a call for an hour to find out how to get help. Sometimes they just want, a quick conversation. And if you mention that inside the benefits part of it, that may be the reason that they want to hop on a call with you. Not saying that it would be, but, you may run to someone who does. But the benefits is really just kind of laid out, what they get out of, getting the coverage.
Okay.
Hope that answers your question.
Yes. Most definitely.
Awesome. So we got like 5 minutes left for the call today. I do want to open the floor if anybody had any questions. D, that was a really good one that you threw in. I'm gonna check the comments here real quick, see if there's anything in there. Give me a sec. Let's see. Hey Mike, how you doing, man? Awesome. Okay, good. Didn't look like there's no questions. Now, what I mentioned earlier about the strategy that one of our guys used to actually convert 9 deals in a week. What he was pretty much doing, he's pretty much he's a rogue agent, I tell you. Didn't want to use any of the booking software that we have. Didn't want to use any automations. He just wanted to run the leads. So what will happen is that once he got the leads in, he'll get them in through text and email. He'd run the lead within 24 hours. So as soon as you got the lead, if it was either the same day or the next day, he would run that lead as soon as possible. Like I showed it on the lead form, if you have the address, you can do that. And then I'll give you an advantage as far as for getting out there as soon as possible. Now, one of the key things that he did use when it comes to running the leads, not only getting out there fast, he also screenshotted the ad on his phone and showed the prospect the ad once he made it to the home, just to kind of jog their memory about what they opted in for. And that got him in a lot of doors and it made him a lot of sales. And just by simply following that simple step, which is really, really simple, honestly. And he's been able to really crush it. So if anybody's doing face-to-face and, running ads or anything like that, that strategy would definitely help convert a lot of leads. No question. But yeah, gentlemen, that's kind of all I have. If anybody has any questions on the replay, feel free to post them in the comments, or they can give me a shout directly. If anybody wants help, setting this up, the video didn't really cut it for them, just reach out to me. This is what we do. We hop on one-on-one calls just like this. We do them twice a week. We audit your campaigns. We run them for you, so you can focus more on selling and producing, because that's a better use of your time. But I want to open the floor for questions one more time before we jet. What you got, D?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, how do you feel when it comes to us approaching people on Facebook groups, and when it comes to like those free classified ads that we somewhat have access to? Do you approach it? Are those mediums that you recommend when it comes to local advertising too?
To generate leads like Facebook groups? Yeah, it could definitely work. It will be a time game for sure. Because, there's 2 ways of looking at it. Facebook groups are really good to prospect in because it's a very targeted location. Everybody's in there, usually has one specific mantra, one specific thing that they do, whether we're talking about seniors, agents, you name it. While that is true, reaching out to them, it's going to take a bit of time. Long term, it'll definitely help, no question, because you can get your name out there, you get people seeing you, then ultimately trusting you. So it would be a really solid way to go about and generate business. I would use that secondary though, compared to working leads, because leads are coming in, you can talk to them right there, and you just have a higher opportunity to convert, just because they're inbound. To whereas with going to Facebook, it's going to be more outbound. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But it'll definitely help. And you can even go as far as, and I'll give you a little nugget here. You can even go as far as creating your own group, just like me. If you have an industry that you focus on, let's just say you're focusing on truckers, or you're focusing on first responders, people who are police officers, people who are fire department people, and focus on building up that group with people that's in that specific industry, that specific niche, and provide value for them. And then you can be the go-to person for that specific industry. Or you can even do veterans if you want. Create a group of one specific niche, provide value, educate them, and then just, you can do that too.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this, because like I'm interested in doing like retirement and estate planning, and then I just came into contact with someone that does late stage college planning. So would I separate that retirement and estate planning from the late stage college planning, because they're somewhat like two different age demographics, basically?
Separate them how so? How do you
What'd you
mean?
say?
How do you mean separate them?
Because I'm thinking that retirement planning and estate planning is like a different demographic than the college planning.
Yeah.
Phase for, which is for younger people that are probably, in their teenage years more so. And then, retirement plan is probably for more, people in their 40s and 50s and that.
Okay. So you mean separate them as far as for prospecting, or separating how?
As far as that Facebook group you were talking
about?
about.
Yeah, I would separate them. Yeah, because it'll be different information you'll be providing. So yeah, I would definitely separate that. If you would go out, and I wouldn't even go after two, I would just pick one if you're going to go the organic route, because like I said, it takes a lot of work, and because you have to educate them, you got to build the content, you got to build the like and trust, and it's really hard to do that for two specific niches on top of having to work your leads, because working your leads is going to make you the most money. What we're talking about now is more of a, like I said, secondary thing that you're kind of work in the background. That's going to be more of a long-term solution. So yeah, I would pick one to go with.
I can agree with that. If you become good at one, you can become a master at one. So I get it.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, it was definitely a pleasure jamming this week. Next week, do I have it? I haven't put it together yet, but we got some hot fire coming in next week. If anybody has any suggestions or any topics they want to go over, feel free to shoot them to me. Shoot them in DM, post in the group. I'll definitely do what I can to put something around that material. Feel free to watch the recording. If you need to slow it back, run it back, you definitely can. And again, if you have any questions, just post them in the comments. I'll definitely be able to answer those questions for you. But all right, y'all. Question this week. We're halfway through it. Let's finish off strong. It's the last day of the month too. So let's make February awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, this is real informative.
My pleasure, man. Jeremy, you good? You good? Justin, you good? Two cool guys. Just hanging out. Hanging out. Two cool guys. I see you. Okay, cool. Well, you guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Chris.
Chat with you next week.
You too.